There we go. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum. So happy to have you with us here this morning. Looks like all family here this morning. I think I know everybody here. So yes, but we are here anew. Coffee bar is open, as you know. Snack bar is open, and the newsletters for April are on your table. And of course, our prayer team is active. If you have anything on your hearts, concerns, or celebration, our prayer box is over there. Our prayer team will pray with you for 30 days, and then we send it to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of prayer. Also, if you're not on our mailing list, that where you get actual letters in the mail, for those, there's a connection card to get on that if you'd like to be listed. But about once or twice a year, our prayer team sends out positive prayer letters just because we love you. And it's amazing how sometimes those show up right at the week that you need it. So I'm always kind of just that wonderful reminder that there is a divine order in all things in the universe. Let us affirm our mission statement together. To be a spiritual community embracing positive transformation through prayer, education, and living the principles of unity and love. And beyond this, we hold that vision of seeing a world that is joyful, supportive, centered in love, where spiritual transformation flourishes. We know there's not a right and perfect path, that we each have our own individual path, and we honor ourselves and each other wherever we are on that path. So let's affirm together. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. With that, I'm going to invite Winalee's going to come up to help song lead because Greg is healing this morning. And Winalee is wonderfully supportive. Thank you. Consciousness to take some time to pray for our neighbors. And boy, this week, great celebration, the Artemis II that returned safely to Earth. Yay, yeah. And I don't know if you were watching any of the news programs where they talked about what the team is. There's literally thousands of people that make that happen. You know, it just so reminds me, you need community, whatever it is that you're doing. And the look they got of looking at our planet as being this welcoming thing in this great devoid of blackness just reminds us how precious our planet is. Yeah. just wonderful. And also, of course, holding that higher consciousness of peace and harmony for the Middle East, that wherever there is a strife and this conflict, that we hold that higher watch of it turning into harmony, at least respect. They don't have to love each other, but just respect each other as human beings, and that the peace talks in Pakistan become fruitful and enduring. So let's just take a moment to close our eyes, to open our hearts to that wider state of consciousness. Take a deep breath. And feel that joy of celebration, of having that perspective, that greater vision from 250,000 miles away from this planet. To look back and see the beauty and see the peace, knowing that from a distance we are all one, and up close we can see that same image of us in oneness. We see any disruption, discord being dissolved and overtaken by that peaceful vibration of peace, love, and harmony. We hold to the truth within each and every individual on this planet, that they are good, that they are loving, and they are part of the one. For this truth, for this realization, for this celebration, we say thank you, God. Amen. And we have no underage people here. We do have a lot of youthful people, but no underage. Okay. So, April birthdays. If you have a birthday, you guys come out. Dan, you got a birthday this month.
No, it's Carol.
It's Carol. Okay. And Dick Ammon's birthday was this month. Anybody else? Carol's not okay. Well, then we will. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Steve is an April Fool's baby. So I think we need to sing happy birthday to Steve. Okay. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve. Happy birthday. I love that. Okay. A little time for some discussion at our table. In case you missed it, April 15th is coming up, which happens to be Income Tax Day. You know, and our taxes go to pay for really a lot of things. And we probably don't like all of the things that it pays for, but there are some things that we do really appreciate. So at this point at the table, why don't we just share what we appreciate our tax dollars paying for? And that could be at the federal level, at the state level, at the city level. So just take a moment for that, and then we'll come back together with singing the Awakening that we sang last week for Easter. Isn't that? Yeah, that's a big one. This came up many years ago. Somebody was complaining about paying taxes, and my company I was working for had closed, and I said, I'm really grateful for unemployment right now. You know, your money is going to help me live till I find my next job. And of course, we know Michigan is the roads, right?
Of course, that was my next one. The roads, the roads.
And healthcare, like all those illnesses that are out there, from rabies and all these different poxes, and the space program.
Definitely.
I mean, that's where Tang came from, right? From the space program? The important things in life. Yeah, a lot of things we benefit from. OSHA, safety standards for people working, whatever they have to do for, the inspections. Even on a local level, to come and inspect the building so that when we go into a building, we know it's safe. Or if we buy a house, that we know somebody hopefully inspected it, when it was being built, so.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, it's because I catch myself sometimes being resistant, forking over the money, because you forget all the things that you're getting for it, and Medicare. I mean, God, what a blessing that is. I was afraid to go back to the States because of health insurance. In Canada, it was all paid
We
for.
are very fortunate.
We are. We are. Okay, time to awaken, huh? Okay, I'll skip the first slide and we'll go with this one. Okay, Jeff, anytime.
Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. It's a new day for creation. I am starting line. I will dream my destination and make it mine. It's already mine. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another start for my heart. I have come for my awakening. We are here for celebration. There is wisdom in our love. From our heart's imagination, the vision now will rise above. Another day, another way. We have come for my awakening. Another star for my heart. We have come for awakening. Another day, another way. I have come for my awakening. Another star for my heart. I have come for my awakening.
Whoop, now it is. I'm LuAnne Champion, your platform assistant for today. Our daily word is peace, inspired by 2 Peter. May grace and peace be yours, in abundance in the knowledge of God. We find comfort in knowing we are never alone, because God is always with us and within us. Whatever we are called to face, we have inner resources to handle it peacefully. Peace dwells in the silence of our souls. When we feel troubles, we turn within. We breathe deeply and picture a peaceful setting, a trickling stream, the wind gently rustling in the leaves, or the soft flicker of a candlelight. We let tranquility sink deep into our hearts. As we leave the quietness of prayer, we take peace with us. We are ready to face the day. As a peaceful person, we know that peace is our very nature, harmony is our purpose and our goal. We seek serene people, places, and experiences. Our souls feel at home everywhere as the peace of our heart flows outward to bless everyone it touches. Let us affirm together, secure in the presence of God, I am peaceful and strong. April invites us into a beautiful remembering, National Arab American Heritage Month, a time to honor over 3.7 million Arab Americans whose lives, stories, and contributions help shape the living tapestry of this nation. In 2026 theme, Many Voices, One Community reminds us that unity is not sameness. It is harmony, like a mosaic catching sunlight From many angles, this community reflects a rich diversity of cultures, languages, faith traditions, and histories. Each piece essential, each voice sacred. From the vibrant streets of Dearborn, Michigan, home to one of the largest Arab American populations, to the profound scholarship of thinkers like Edward said, Arab Americans have contributed deeply to the arts, sciences, cuisine, literature, and the ongoing conversation about what it means to belong. In a time when parts of the world feel strained by conflict, this month offers something more than celebration. It offers an invitation to listen more closely, to learn more deeply, and to see one another more clearly. For understanding is the soil where peace takes root. As we honor Arab Americans Heritage Month, may we live our unity truth, recognizing the divine in every face, every story, every voice, many expressions, one human family. And it's my pleasure to welcome Winalee.
Thank you. I've selected our dear friend Karen Drucker, a beautiful song, Love Always Finds a Way. I am so in gratitude for energetic waves that our community, someone needs support, someone is there to support. So someone's down, someone's up, there's always flow of love. And these words really speak to my heart. When you're losing your way, when it's too much to take, when your will is broken, I'm here. I can be your shelter, be your safe place to land. When your heart feels empty, I'm here. Have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us, 'cause love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. If the future's unknown and the path's overgrown, I will cradle your soul. Don't fear, don't fear. Though you don't have the answers, may not know where to go. What you need is inside you. Just trust, and you know. Have enough love for both of us. Feel free to sing. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us, 'cause love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I'm your light in the storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm your beacon of hope. You can count on me. You can count on me. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be
Good choice. Good choice. Thank you. Isn't that nice to know that whole feeling if somebody's there to love us, that we don't have to do it all? Yeah, that we all have that kind of support. Back last fall, we worked on coming up with some new core values for our community. And I thought this might be a really good time to look at them a little more deeply, because they're us. So let's really own it and own the depth of what they are. I put out a little survey, and people rated which ones are the most important. And universally, love was the number one choice of value. This is the highest value for everybody, love. And love really is about source. That is the source of who we are, our spirituality. And the second one that came in was spirituality. We're a church community, of course, spirituality. And that's just awakening to that connection between the divine and ourselves, between God and ourselves. Third was integrity. And I think of integrity of aligning how we show up and who we are with our spirituality and the source of love that is within us. And once we are in integrity with ourselves, of course, the next value would be inclusion. We now have that way to expand it. It's not just about us, it's also being able to see the divine in each other. And then finally, the fifth value is community. And that really is expressing everything we know, we do, we feel publicly and in support of each other. It's not that we do our own work. There's this wonderful gift called community, whether it's the Nassau community having thousands of people to get 4 people around the moon and back, or whether it's us sitting in here singing together and praying together. The community is just such an important aspect of being human, being on this planet. This year our theme is living the light and loving out loud. And it's not just something you put on a bumper sticker, It's about really learning to believe it, to understand it, so that we can live it and fully express it. As I think about living the light and loving out loud, our light, if it's not lived, it's like putting, as Jesus said, you don't put a light under a bushel basket. If we don't get out there and live our light, we're trying to hide it. And that just doesn't work in going forward. And love, if we don't express it, is really just a theory. We can know a lot of things, but until we're able to express it, to feel it and be it, it's only a word. It's a bunch of words on paper. We need to really be in the fullness of it. So living the light is really being willing to love out loud. And I know one of my faults is that I don't verbalize enough that I love somebody, appreciate them. I think, well, of course they know, because I think it all the time. But how do you love out loud? And maybe if you're not a word person, maybe you do something. Maybe it's a phone call or a smile or some little thing that expresses out loud that you love these people and how much you appreciate them. And if you think about it, without this core value of love, none of our other values are possible. We couldn't be in community if we weren't able to express love. We couldn't be in integrity if we didn't express love. How could we be spiritual without love? And how could we be inclusive without love? In Unity, we talk about our 12 powers, our 12 divine faculties from God. You hear a little bit of Eastern religion influencing co-founders Charles Myrtle Fillmore in this, because they talk about these energy centers in our body and that we have these faculties that we're born with. We don't need to develop them. We already have it. We just need to learn to use them. Faith, strength, love, understanding, power, imagination, wisdom, will, order, release, zeal, renunciation, and life. And the powers are not silos. Though we talk about them maybe one at a time, because they're really, I call them bite-sized pieces of God. I can never understand quite God because it's infinite. It's bigger than my mind can conceive. But I can understand a little bit of faith or a little bit of love. And as we understand each of those, we understand none of those work in a silo. They don't work individually, isolated. They work so much better when they're with something else. So, when we talking about our value of love, it works really well if you spice it up with some wisdom. All of us were teenagers at one point, so I know all of us have used love without wisdom. Yeah. Wisdom is how we see clearly, love is how we express clearly on that. So Living at the light is really kind of like seeing the wisdom, and loving out loud is expressing the love that we have. And really, it's stopping our thing of reacting to the world out there and responding from what's within us, living from the inside out instead of from the outside in, letting this outside impact how we feel, who we think we are, yada, yada, all those other things. So we talk about leading with love as our core value. And remember, just because it's a core value as a community, it doesn't work as a core value as a community if it's not a core value for each one of us that are part of the community. This is not something we put on, we come here. This is something that is with us all the time, core values. We didn't say, over here is the core value. No, each of us has that core value of love. So it's not sentimental, it's not conditional, it's not transactional. Transactional is where I'll love you if you love me. I'll love you if you pick me for the baseball team, right? Yeah. So thinking about love instead of the kind of, we don't have enough words. Why isn't there a special word for this divine love? You know, the Eskimos have how many words for snow, and we have this one word for love, and it is such a broad spectrum. It's really hard to be clear about what we're talking about. But I think we all know that feeling that is beyond something that has to be reciprocal or transactional. It's beyond a human need as opposed to it's a human expression or divine expression. It's a power, it's a presence. It's just a way of being, just being love. And think about yourself, that you are just love sitting here in these chairs. It's so easy to breathe when we're just love. So easy just to be. Charles Fillmore, Unity co-founder, said that love is a great harmonizer, the power that binds, heals, restores, connects. I kind of think of it as a multidimensional gravity, that it kind of pulls everything together, this power of love. It's not because of anybody earns it or is owed it, it's just who we are. It's this power, this vibrational power within all of us. But if we love and don't have the wisdom, we can become enabling. We can pick up and do too much as in the name of love for other people, perhaps. And if we have wisdom and don't have love, all I want to say is Sheldon, you know. The Big Bang Theory. It's kind of cold if you just have the facts in your head. But when you put them together, it truly is transformational in our life. Truly is transformational. Start just those two powers, using them together. It's interesting, we talk about God is love, but you know there's only one place in the Bible where it says that. It's way in the back of the New Testament, one of those little short books you probably never read. In 1 John, it says God is love. But Paul, the apostle, talked about love quite a bit in his letters to the churches that he went out and started around the area. And he says, above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds everything in perfect harmony. Isn't that a wonderful phrase? Clothe yourself in love. What would that feel like, to clothe ourselves in love? I think my first mistake, though, was thinking I put it on as opposed to it just seeps out of my pores and covers me. You know, just let all that love show out there. Clothing ourselves in love is not passive, that we just let it happen, but it's intentional. I'm going to show up as love today. I am going to show up as love today. I am going to ooze love out of my being. I'm not going to hold back. I'm just going to allow it to be. Just to be. Just be loving. But we have to make that choice all the time, not just day by day, but moment by moment. We get to choose how we show up. We get to choose we want to show up with love, and it's not always easy. It's not always easy. This little thing called fear gets in there a lot of times. Fear of another person, how they're going to react to us, fear of the world situation. And as soon as we start getting that fear, we start closing down, and all that love just pulls back in. Making that choice time and time again. This is one of my favorite cartoons. I've had this around for years, and if you can't quite make it out, there's this bird swallowing a frog, but the frog has his hands around the stork's neck, so he can't swallow him. You know, never give up. Never give up. And we do have some choke points, right? You know, this is definitely a choke point, strangling that's eating us. And as a world right now, we're seeing this choke point over at the Strait of Hormuz. 20% 1/5 of all the world's oil passes through this narrow strait. And right now it's unstable. And what has happened is the downstream impact, it has stopped, it has just disrupted the world supply of oil. The world supply from one little place in the Mideast, this one choke point in the whole scheme of things has just these huge ramifications out into the whole world. We can see that and we go, this is silly, let's just take care of it. But each of us has our own choke points in consciousness. We have places that we're afraid of going through because there's landmines in there. I guarantee you we have some landmines in our consciousness. Something that's just going to blow us up if we look at it, right? Or maybe we're just afraid there's some landmines there. Things has happened in the past, old patterns of ours, old habits of ours. And when we start choking, when we have these choke points, that's like ripping that cloth of love that we're wearing, those clothes of love. It's really dimming our light. Maybe the basket has a few holes in it to let the light out, but we're not really living the light. And the things that do it, that choke us up, resentment. Oh, that's a big one. We usually store that way back here. You don't think it affects us on a day-to-day, but it just chokes us up there. Need to be right. That's another good one. Yeah, you want to dim your light? Just insist on being right. Would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? Old wounds. How about control? Does anybody like to have control of the situation? Nobody here, right? We're just right in the flow. Except for that one choke point. But even when I say the word choke point, I can feel that in me. There's little tight spots around. Every time I think I've taken care of one, another one pops up that I really hadn't thought about because it's been working so well. Who thinks about it, right? Just having control of the situation. And think about if we're having these choke points, the supply of oil, of fuel, gets choked off. The supply of love gets choked off just like it does in the big world that includes everybody. So you can feel that tightness and you know that's going to have a detrimental effect on relationships. It's going to have a detrimental effect on joy. It's going to have a detrimental effect even on our health because those choke points sit in our body. They hold on to things. They hold on to stress. They hold on to like a jagged vibration as opposed to love, which is such a smooth vibration. So as we think about our personal choke points, I think about Charles, who said that the greatest disintegrating element in human consciousness is resistance. And in many ways, you can think about those choke points as being resistance. We're kind of afraid to let things pass because we'll lose control, or we might be wrong. If you don't go through, you'll never know if you're wrong, right? All those things that we might be resistant to. And boy, that is just this huge choke point for our own development. So what do? We push harder. We talk louder. Anybody remember doing that with your kids? They didn't hear you the first time, so you say it louder and louder. And then, of course, when you're an adult and you're talking with another adult and get an argument, what do? You get louder and louder. It never worked then. It doesn't work now. But it so reminds me of like electricity. Electricity works on resistance. And they've made great strides lately in reducing resistance. The less the resistance, the greater the conduction of the energy of the electricity going through. Our cable TV or internet, I think about that when a lot of people get on, it creates resistance. There's a lot of things pulling off it and everything slows down. We are the same way. There's an old Greek saying about as above, so below. As below, so above. Everything that we see happening out here in our world also happens within us as a singular organism. Flow does not increase with force. In fact, sometimes it jams it up even more. When you're trying even harder. Non-resistance opens the flow of love. Just like with electricity, the less resistance, the more the flow of electricity that is coming out. And when electricity has resistance, it gets hot. Think about yourself when you're resisting. It makes you anxious. It can actually physically make you hot if you're right in the midst of a resisting situation. So this is something when I was working on this talk, it just struck me. Like you can do this too. With resistance, Feel the resistance if you push your fist into your palm. You can feel the tightness and everything. And now, non-resistance, open your hands like this. Do you feel the difference within your own energy? You know, I did this so many times yesterday because wow, as soon as I stop the resistance and go out there, and then when our hands are open, wow, think about that. It's open to give and to receive. All of a sudden, we are the flow, not just in the flow, but we are the flow. We are so part of it. When we're pushing, when we're resisting, it exhausts us. But when we open our hands, we're moved, gently moved. And you just feel like there's the love. It's love in your hands. It's just flowing all ways. There is no barriers. There's nothing to stop it. It just comes pouring out, pouring out. Another way to look at this is a ceasefire moment within ourselves. When we stop the fighting, when we stop the resistance, when we stop the denying, when we stop holding those grudges and replace it with forgiveness, for the work of forgiveness, for the release, for the softening of our stance. Yeah, we have an opinion. It's not the only opinion in the world, and that's okay. That's okay. Martin Luther King said that returning hate for hate multiplies hate, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Wow. Deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. And yet we do it to ourselves consistently. Consistently. But love is a disruptor to that whole pattern. It becomes a ceasefire that just stops this back and forth resistance within us. Taking a breath. I'm out of the war. I'm no longer in the battle. I am non-resistance to this. And part of the way of bringing in this love is using that power of wisdom within us to say, what is really happening? Not the story, because we are so good at making up stories, really good at that. What is ours to release? What is truth? What truth is trying to emerge? And sometimes at home, especially if I don't have my hearing aids in, and Max will say something to me and I don't quite understand it, so I respond. And then she says it again, and it's still not making sense, and I respond a little more. Like, we're not hearing the same words. What truth is trying to emerge? We do that to ourselves even. You know, we really want the answer, but we're not ready to hear it yet. So we get a little louder and a little more, the battle begins, right? The battle begins. Damn it, show it to me. Yeah, put it out on paper. Do it right, make it clearer. Ernest Holmes reminds us, he's from Science of Mind, he says, life externalizes at the level of our thought. Life externalizes the level of our thought. So when we're having these little combatant things in our head, what's going to happen in our life? What's going to happen in our life? And when we have that in our life and we're part of the one, what happens in the world? Just takes a broader expression of that combat. There is some perennial wisdom, and I call it perennial because it's wisdom that you see in basically all of your spiritual communities, right? Nobody owns this wisdom. This is perennial. This is true. It's been true for decades and eons and centuries. The divine is present. That love is the essence, and that wisdom is always within. This is a message you'll see repeated in all different kinds of faith, even in philosophies, that the divine is present, nothing we need to get to. That love is the essence, and the wisdom is always within us. Joel Goldsmith even said, in a great book, the door to the infinite is within yourself. The door to the infinite is already within us. It's nothing we have to achieve. There's not a shortage of it. We just start the ceasefire, get rid of that choke point. We don't get wisdom. What it is, we recognize it. We don't earn or manufacture love. We simply remove the blocks to expressing it and feeling it. Poet Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. And so many times the resistance comes from a fear of making a mistake or being wrong. those cracks are where the light enters us, and we finally get humbled enough to allow the other to flow through us. There was a tradition, still is a tradition in many churches, about getting down on your knees. All that does is to humble us in consciousness. We don't need to get on our knees to do that, because the shift needs to come in our mind anyway, to humble ourselves, to allow ourselves to let go of the outcome, to let ourselves make that mistake, to break open, to let something greater come in. Summer is coming, the hoses are getting out to water, and you turn on the water and the flow is just there. Wonderful. However, if you get a kink in the hose, nothing comes out the other end, right? This is the same thing with us. That love, that wisdom is already there. It's always there. It's ready to flow. But sometimes we get a kink. We don't need more water when our hose is dribbling. We just need to undo the kink. The same way with us. We don't need more love. We don't need more wisdom. We just need to unkink the kink, the story, the hurt, the judgment, whatever it might be. Because love is never lacking. Never lacking. Just about being in the flow. So what does it mean to lead with love? Emily Cady, and she was one of the early writers for Unity. She was a doctor in New York City. And I love this. This is one of my favorite quotes. We stumble over pebbles, never over mountains. Think about that. You worry about the mountains, right? The big things in life. Oh my goodness, how am I going to handle this? But where we fall is over the pebbles. We trip over the little stuff. Being kind to each other. Taking somebody a cup of coffee. Whatever that little thing might be. We stumble over the pebbles, never over the mountains. I think about a couple weeks ago, my brother had a stroke and got there in the magic time and has no leftover symptoms of it. But I was thinking about the size of the clot that caused the stroke. How small that is. That's that little thing that stumbles us. The little things, not the big things. The little things. So it's about declaring that ceasefire within and really checking for any kinks and choke spots in our life and in our mind and open ourselves up to our own wisdom. So here's some idea of the choke spots and also what I call sacred thresholds, how we move from it. Shrinking into old patterns. Many of us, and if we've ever made a change in our life, we know how the tendency to go back to the old way of doing things, as opposed to really getting set in consciousness that, oh, this is just another way, a new way of expressing me, who I am authentically. How many give people a silent treatment when they're angry? We just can't talk to them. Withdrawing into silence. But we get at the threshold for something new, that still small voice can be heard within us. We start hearing that guidance really clearly. Sometimes the light feels so dim in the world. But we let the kinks and the chokehold go. The world feels illuminated. We have all had those mornings when we woke up, felt so good, and you look out the window, and you swear it's just sunnier than it's ever been before. Yeah, we just see the light. We see the light. In the choke points, the love gets really quiet. When we get to that threshold, that sacred threshold, love gets really loud. So living the light, loving out loud, by leading with love. Butterworth said we can resist and struggle, or we can deal with love and non-resistance. Always our choice. Isn't that great? Nobody's making us do anything. You can ask ourselves, when those situations happen, where you feel yourself tightening up, where you feel this is happening, what is the loving response here? We can choose resistance, or we can choose to release the resistance. So on your table, there's little bowls, and in the bowls are stone hearts. As you get ready to go into meditation, I'm just going to ask you to take one of these hearts. Sneaky, huh? You didn't know it was sitting there all the time, just waiting for you. Okay, so you hold this, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we're going to go into meditation right now. I'm going to invite Winalee to come on up and lead us into meditation with a song we haven't done for a while from the Old Wings Unity book.
In the silence, there is a sacred the secret meeting place, love is there. In the silence where every color blends and every rainbow ends, God is there. In the light now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Love is there. God is there.
I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and just take a moment to get settled. Just feel the loving support of the chair beneath you, the loving unconditional support of this wonderful planet, supporting specifically you in this moment. Become conscious of our breath, non-resistant to holding it, in the flow of ease and grace. In our hands, we hold a symbol of a love, of heart. And we settle into this moment. In this moment, there are no choke points. There are no kinks. There is only the flow, of which we are each an integral part. The flow is less without us. We are resistant. There is something missing in the consciousness of the human race. As our mind settles, as our mind softens, and our hearts open, allow the words I speak to be the words of your own heart, the still small voice calling to you, affirming you. I am willing to release. I hold tightly with open hands to allow the flow. I am willing to soften. My heart does not need armor. It rejuvenates. I am willing to let love flow here. I am willing to allow love to flow in me, through me, and as me. I am willing to open the narrow gate, to unkink the stricture, to be that unencumbered passageway for love in our world. I am living the light. There's a sense of knowing my worthiness, a sense of knowing my connection as an individual, as a part of the cosmos. And I let my light shine freely and fully, for I am living out loud. I am living out loud. I am loving and living out loud. And so it is. Amen.
Yes, I am here to live. Yes, I am here to be the love of God, my God. And
Oh, I love it. We all needed a good laugh this morning. Let it go. All the choke points are open now. That's okay. Okay. So everyone right now, holding your heart, think about it. Let your mind, beyond your mind, your thinking nature, think about right now we are all holding our hearts. Just think, literally we're doing that. And then take it to that metaphysical level. That's truly, we hold not only our own heart, but each other's hearts. Just feel that. Feel that magnificent idea. So love isn't something we push out into the world, that we put upon the world. It simply flows when we stop holding back. So this week, let love cover you. And with that, there's a setup for Winalee, because she's going to... Whoa!
Time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see, love all the hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out my mind. Find me a melody, dance, and let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see, love all the hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. 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 I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. Love, cover me. Make my heart awaken. Tenderness be proved. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see, love all the hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Andy Band.
Oh, yes, love covers us as a blanket of comfort and warmth. Yay! Thank you, Winalee. And just as a mention, we distributed some hearts here. If there's anyone online that wants one, just contact the Unity office and you'll get it. Now we create a sacred circle of generosity by acknowledging and sharing of the blessings we have received. Giving is not a debt we owe, but it's a seed we sow. You can place your love offering in the glass jar on the table. If you're using a credit card, or use the QR code on the screen to give your support through PayPal. Whether or not you are sharing of financial gifts this week, we invite you to affirm a sacred exchange by placing a hand over your heart or using an affirmation token from the bowl on your table. We bless the gifts of our love and our treasure by affirming together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. Our circle of generosity includes gratitude to every one of you who support Unity with their loving gifts. Our circle grows even larger as we share those gifts with others. As a tithing ministry, a portion of our tithes is shared with local charitable organizations that inspire and bless us. For the second quarter of 2026, you voted to tithe to the Sneaker Prom, hosted by FTK, which means for the kids. The Sneaker Prom is created so that kids can feel seen, celebrated, and supported. Besides a wonderfully fun evening, each of the kids will receive a new pair of shoes. Let us bless the work of For the Kids and their Sneaker Prom, even as we affirm our own blessings by singing, I'm So Grateful.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful.
Let us take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude by collectively blessing the gifts just received. Let us affirm together, given in love, received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of Holy Spirit, and so it is. Amen. Today, following service, the education team will be meeting in the upper level of the lodge. Everyone is welcome to join in to help plan classes and events for the coming months. We continue to focus on peace with Sunday morning meditations. Meditations start at 9:45 on the designated Sundays in the upper lodge. Everyone is welcome to come and add a consciousness of peace. Next Sunday following service is Games Day. Bring a favorite board game or join with others in their board games. Gameplay is open to everyone, and if you don't know how to play a game, the instructors are very helpful. Coming in May is a Unity Camping Weekend at Cranberry Lake, May 14 to 16. If you love camping, reserve your space by April 30th. For those who do not have a tent or a camper, there's also a bunkhouse. There's more information on this in the April newsletter on your table. You need to reserve your space by April 30th. Prayer practitioners are available following today's service to offer you individual affirmative prayer or heart energy prayers. Just come forward by the lectern. So, let's end the service by standing as we are able to create our circle of consciousness, as we sing the peace song, followed by affirming the prayer of protection.
I guess you're singing this one, Jeff. You got to sing this, she said. You got to sing this one, don't you?